Hello everyone, today we got Josh West with us. Josh West is a frontman of New York hardcore band Urban Waste. Please don't forget, hit like and subscribe to this channel. Let's hear Josh's story.
This is Josh Waste here from Urban Waste. I've been singing for the band for 15 years on 2 releases, More Wasted Years and What Else Is New, which you can find through the band or on our social media or any of the members. The members of the band are Stuli Kachikakov, myself, Johnny Waste, who is the founder and the original member of the band for over 40 plus years, and Andrew Drizzle on bass. We have played all over the place, from Europe to Mexico and to all over America. Since I've joined the band, we have had the pleasure of playing with so many influential bands and amazing, incredible bands that not many people, I guess, could say that they've had the pleasure of playing with or enjoy or sharing the stage with. We played with Agnostic Front, GBH, Dead Kennedys, Cro-Mags, Murphy's Law countless times, Gangrene, Fang, Verbal Abuse, Career Suicide, Out of Tune, Chum Huffer, Car Bomb Parade. A list it goes on between old school and new school. The Mob. Either message the band page on Facebook or Instagram. We're working on a website very soon to be able to set that up so people can have the links and be able to go and find whatever they're looking for, from shows to merch to records, CDs, patches, whatever. You could either hit up Puke and Vomit Records. I know they have a lot of our stuff that they work with us selling our merch. Generation Records. Also, Man at the World Records. They sell our stuff as well, too. The early 80s questions are more questions that should be more answered for my guitar player, Johnny. He founded the band back in 1981 and released the original 82 Police Brutality EP with Mob Style Records. Jack Flanagan, God rest his soul, and Ralph Gebbia, who were in the Mob, they owned Mob Style Records back in the early 80s, and they helped put a lot of bands out. Their 7 inches, their albums, and Urban Waste was one of those bands. Mob family for life. I met Johnny Waste when I was a teenager, around 18 or 19 years old, and I joined Urban Waste around that time. I'm in my mid-30s now, and I've been in the band for 15 years. I am the 4th singer in the band's history, and technically the longest singer that the band has ever had in its 40-plus year tenure. And it's definitely been an honor to be a part of this wild ride and a part of this amazing New York hardcore scene that I love very much. What I can answer about bands that influenced Urban Waste back in the day, I might not have been around in the early 80s or born, but I have definitely been told a lot of stories, especially by Johnny Waste. I know the original bands that influenced the original Urban Waste range from the Plasmatics, Sex Pistols, the Ramones, the Bad Brains, Kiss, Iron Maiden, the Dead Boys, early Metallica. A lot of those early bands really helped influence and shape the band's original style and sound. Best hardcore shows that I've ever seen would have to range from, other than our own, from Career Suicide, Poison Idea, Millions of Dead Cops, DRI, Murphy's Law. Those have to be some of the best and craziest shows that I've been definitely going to for the past 10 plus years. Oh man, that's kind of hard. I'd have to start from Career Suicide, Attempted Suicide, Government Warning, No Moderation, Direct Control, You're Controlled, Poison Idea, Pick Your King, and it would probably have to be a tie between the original Urban Waste EP and the first Suicidal Tendencies album. Those are always usually on constant replays. For European bands, The Chisel, Violent Reaction, Government Flu, Citizens Patrol, The Exploited, Black Uniforms, GBH, English Dogs. Those are definitely some of my favorite European bands. Pressure Packed and Rat Cage. Even though I think Rat Cage is from a little bit of Australia, but I know they play Europe a lot. But overseas, I love all those hardcore bands. They're great. I would definitely like to play with the Chisel. I mean, those guys seem to be killing it at the moment right now. I would love to play with GBH anytime because they always tear the house down. The Exploited, that would definitely be fun. I would love to play with any of those bands over there. I mean, they've been really big. The last time Urban Waste went to Europe was in 2012. I was in the band. We stopped in Switzerland, Venlo, Holland, and Belgium. Played for a couple of days with Citizens Patrol and Think Again. We did the Running Riot Festival, which was the 15th anniversary, set up by Ronnie Kessels. That was a really fun tour. They flew us out over there for a couple of days, and there's still to this day was one of my favorite tours and times. I would love to go back to Europe and can't wait for Urban Waste to do so. We do have plans to coming back to Europe. I would love to come back. I know our booker, Rat Mill Collective, has been hard at trying to set up some dates for next year. We were supposed to come back this year, but due to one of the festivals that we had planned on going to got canceled and shut down, it had changed our plans. But we're definitely working on trying to be able to make it back over there to see a lot of brand new faces and to be able to play for a lot of people who support the band. Speaking of Puke and Vomit, our friend Nat runs that record place on the West Coast. We have a lot of good friends over there who we end up supporting. One of my favorite scenes over there, I mean, ranging from Fang to Verbal Abuse, MDC, Out of Tune, give Big Mike and the Poor Kids Radio Mansion some love. We love those guys. Waste Crew for Life. Yeah, we got a lot of friends over there. DRI too. Love the West Coast. I can't wait to go back. It's been a couple of years since UW's been over there and looking forward to going back again. From the West Coast to the East Coast, there's a lot of cool new bands that are coming out. My favorite scene currently actually is neither from the West nor the East. It's actually from Pittsburgh, which is kind of in the middle, I guess. I love No Time, The Hell, Illiterates, Speed Plans, Rat Cage. Those are some of my favorite new bands that have been coming out. Chain Whip, they're from Canada. Love those guys too. Looking forward to playing any of these shows with any of them. Complete Fucker. I mean, really, if it weren't for a lot of the new bands and new people, I mean, UW wouldn't even still be here if it weren't for the constant support of people like yourself and everybody else. New York even has a lot of the newer support coming out and new bands coming from Ache, Necrotic Society, Car Bomb Parade. They're freaking fantastic coming out. I know our drummer is in another band called The Stress. They're part of the new wave of Oi that's coming back into the world, taking over everything. They are awesome as well. So there's a lot of new bands in New York coming out and kicking ass. My wife, she is in a hardcore band herself, an all-female band with one of the members of the Devotchkas. They are also another new and upcoming New York hardcore band that's coming out in the scene. One of my favorites that I love to go and see whenever we're not playing and I get a chance to go out to some local shows. They kill it, and they are part of the growing scene that's here. It's a beautiful thing that's about hardcore. It doesn't ever seem to stop, no matter how much older you're getting or how much you think you grew out of it. It's still there. What can I say about Urban Waste that I haven't already said endlessly? I mean, I'm kind of like my band's biggest fan in a way, but if it weren't for people like yourself, we wouldn't be here. So thank you. And cheers from myself, Johnny, Andrew, and Stooley. We all love you guys, and cheers, and look forward to meeting half of you and playing for some new friends and seeing some old ones. This band has been my life, and it's kept me away from drugs and depression. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for the endless support.